Hello friends, welcome to JavaFx GUI tutorial. You are watching button control sub-series, and now we are at final part of the video, drop shadow on mouse click. So here we will be learning how to do drop shadow. So here if you see in this button, the button is now dropping the shadow. So we will see drop shadow effect, and at the same time we will see how to handle the mouse event in JavaFx application. So by default the form will display a button, and when mouse button is in a pressed state, you can see the button will drop a shadow here. So once you release the mouse, the button will go back to the normal state. So here we will be using we will be tracking the mouse press and release. JavaFx Node under mouse cursor produces the mouse event. So when you click a button, the button will produce the mouse event. So if the node is a checkbox, and if you press the mouse button on the checkbox, then the checkbox node will produce the mouse event. So that means the node can be anything. It can be even a graphical element like a circle, rectangle. So those will also produce the mouse event. So whatever is the node that's under the cursor will track the mouse event. For example, when mouser clicks the mouse button on the text box Java UI node produces the mouse event. So in this example, our button will produce the mouse event. So the mouse event delivers it to the handler. So for example, the handlers are mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse clicked. So all these handler will receive the mouse event. So first of all, there is a UI. Say for example, in our example we are going to take button control, right? Button control is a UI, and that's a node in JavaFX, and the node will produce the mouse event, and the mouse event will get delivered to the handler routine. So the handler routines are based on the action, say mouse pressed, mouse released, and the combination of press and release is clicked. So all these handler will receive the mouse event. So inside the handler, since we have mouse event, we can get the X and Y location of the event. So the mouse event captures X and Y location in which the mouse event was produced. For example, you can call set on mouse pressed. So now you may be getting the notation of how the node exposes the function. Previously we used set an action, and now we are using set an mouse pressed. So when you, for example, you can call set and mouse pressed on the JavaFx node to handle the mouse pressed action. JavaFx under JavaFx.scene.effect package provides classes to apply graphical effect to the nodes. So the JavaFx.scene.effect package contains multiple classes, and you can use those classes to apply a graphical effect to the node. So as already told, the node can be a graphical element or it can be a UI control. So the effect will have some classes, right? Say for example glow, that's one class which will produce the glow effect. DropShadow, that's one class which will produce the shadow effect. One can apply an effect to a node via setEffect. So that means you will create instance of glow or DropShadow that comes under this effect package. Once the instance is created, you can supply that to the setEffect, and you will be making call to setEffect on the JavaFx Node object. So one can apply an effect to a node via setEffect, and if you want to remove the applied effect, you can still make a call to setEffect and pass the null argument. So in this video we will apply shadow effect on the button. So we will be having a button and we will track the mouse event. So when mouse button is in a pressed state, we will apply the shadow effect. And when mouse button is released, we will remove the shadow effect. So when user is doing the mouse click, it's a combination of press it and release it, right? So you will see a simple animation of a button dropping a shadow and going back to the original state. That means you can usually see the button is clicked with a appearance change. So here in the example we will create a button, then we will add it to our node list of flow pane. Then if you see here, we are creating the DropShadow object and we are referencing that as a shadow. So this DropShadow object is from effect package. So we will pick the DropShadow, we will create the instance and we have shadow as a reference. Then on button 1 we are going to apply shadow on this button only, and here we are tracking the mouse event. So we make a call to set on mouse pressed mouse event. This is the notation for lambda expression, and we are directly providing the body for the handle method, and here we are making call to setEffect and applying the shadow here. So if you want to try with glow, you can create the glow object and set that here. Alright, so this is on mouse pressed. So when mouse cursor is on the node, it tracks the mouse event. User is pressing down the mouse and you can see how the shadow effect is applied here on the button. So this effect will be there till user releases the mouse button. So once they release the mouse button, set on mouse released, the same way we handle the mouse event using the lambda expression. Button 1 dot setEffect. Previously we applied the effect, this time we are setting null. That means previously applied effect will be removed. So once the effect is removed, the button will go back to the normal stage. So the shadow effect is removed here on the button and it goes to the normal stage once mouse is released. So if you see, this is the normal stage of button. So this is on mouse pressed and this one is on mouse released. So mouse pressed and mouse released. So this together forms the click event. So even if user is producing the click event on the button, they can see the shadow effect for a moment. Alright, now we will go to the demo and implement this. So we will copy our previous example and do a refactor copy. And we will name this example as JavaFx UI 05 button shadow. So we previously handled action event. Now we will proceed with the mouse event. So I'm just removing the action event. Event handler is still required, or if you need, you can remove this as well. When we place the code, that time the UI will, the IDE will ask for it. Ask for the import. So the button is ready. So DropShadow is from JavaFx scene effect DropShadow. That's the location of DropShadow. So it's a effect. Then here we will import the mouse event from JavaFx scene input mouse event. Don't import AWT event. Here we are importing the mouse event from JavaFx scene input. So as usual, we will convert this as an anonymous inner class so that we will be having reference for both. So btn1 set and mouse pressed. Here we will be using the event handler and there is a handle method. In the handle method we are making call to setEffect and apply our shadow. Then we are removing that on mouse released. Okay, now we will rebuild this. And we will run the solution. So sample label 1 is still displayed. That means I forgot to remove it. Now this is our button, and effect is applied on this button. Now I am going to hold down my mouse cursor on this location, and if you see, it produces the shadow effect over the button, and I will release the button. So now if I produce the click also, that time you can see the shadow effect. Let me do this 4 more times. You can see how the shadow effect is shown. I mean, I'm going to do the click for 4 times. So that's all here in this video. You saw how to handle mouse event in JavaFx. Then you also saw how to apply a effect on the JavaFx Node object. Thank you for watching. Bye.